Asuelu lied to Kalani's dad last night on the new episode of 90 Day Fiance. Oh my god, guys, I am so mad after watching the new episode of 90 Day Fiance last night. We all know the story that Kalani and Asuelu have been fighting like crazy in the last few episodes, and even Kalani's mom and Asuelu have been fighting like crazy. Asuelu, was calling them both really rude and inappropriate names. He was just being rude, and he was not being a nice person. Well, finally on last night's episode, Kalani's dad Lo had a real serious talk with Asuelu, and Asuelu totally lied to the guy. Now, I personally was hoping for Kalani's dad to get a little, physical with the guy, because I am so sick of Asuelu. But in last night's episode, not only was Kalani's dad just calm and just kind of standing there, but Asuelu completely lied to the guy, in my opinion. Now, this is what happened. They finally had their talk. Lo, Kalani's dad, just confronted Asuelu. He was saying what was going on. Tell me your side of the story. And I don't think he told him the real truth. He played off a few different things. Number one, Asuelu was saying that there's the language barrier, and sometimes I say things and I try to translate it in my head and it comes out kind of wrong. That could potentially be true, but we have to backpedal a little bit and remember what Asuelu actually said to Kalani and Kalani's mom. Now, I'm not going to stand here and repeat it because it's kind of inappropriate, but they weren't kind, nice words. I don't know what they mean in, his Samoan language, but they aren't appropriate. He was saying really extremely rude words. Not only did he call, them lazy, but he also used swear words. That was not cool, and he did tell Kalani's dad that he was swearing, but I just feel like he played the whole story down, and if you don't remember, it was a huge, gigantic fight, and it went on and on and on, and last night, Asuelu was just standing there like he was a little baby, and he was trying to hide behind the truth, and the truth is, he was being super rude to her, he was being inappropriate, he was using words that, in my opinion, he knows what they mean. He was using swear words that he definitely has an idea what they mean, but when he was talking to Lo, Kalani's dad, he was playing it off like it was just some little bitty thing, and he even said, I'm going to apologize. Okay, well, when Kalani and Kalani's mom were talking about it, he was saying, I'm, not going to apologize. I don't know how to apologize. So the way I see it was, he played down the whole situation. He was lying about some things, and now that, Kalani's big, gigantic, scary dad is talking to him, now he's gonna sit there and be all nice and easy and go with the flow. But when it was Kalani and Kalani's mom, because he probably thinks he is the man, and he's tougher, and he's this and that, then the women, he can walk all over them. But now that it's her dad, he has to act all scared like he's a little 2-year-old kid. So I just am so mad to even see this. I'm mad to even talk about this. But Kalani and Asuelu, we didn't see Kalani. We didn't see Kalani's mom. We didn't even see Asuelu apologize. All we saw was Asuelu talking to Kalani's dad. And in my opinion, he was beating around the bush. He was saying stuff that was even half true. He was playing down the whole situation. And I personally would love to see Kalani's dad watch what happened a few episodes ago, because from what I saw and how Asuelu actually explained that whole fight and that story, it was a whole lot more mellow than what actually happened. And I personally think that if Kalani's dad actually knew what happened in the moment, he would not be that calm and nice like he was last night. So guys, put in the comments below what you guys think of what happened with Asuelu and Kalani's dad. But I mean, as far as I can see, I still don't like Asuelu. I'm still mad. If anything, I'm probably more mad at the guy now because I really truly believe that he was beating around the bush and he wasn't telling the truth. But hey, that is just my thoughts. So put in the comments below what you guys think. Now let's jump over to the next couple, and that would be Colt Jess. And if we're gonna say couple, we might as well just throw in Debbie, because at this point, it's pretty much a three-way relationship with Colt, and then you got Jess and Debbie on each side, and holy crap, this is just unbelievable. Now, I always kind of knew that Debbie was extremely overprotective of Colt, but now it's just gone too far. Their relationship is flat out weird. Colt did say on last night's episode that, some time ago he did lose his dad to a heart attack, which, hey, I feel for him. I really sincerely do feel bad for him, but his relationship that he has with his mom has crossed every single line of just normal, appropriate relationships. They were talking about his, romantic life with Jess, and I'm not even going to get any further, but they were talking about that. They were talking about, Jess's intentions, and it's clear as day. Debbie has said about 2 words to Jess. She doesn't know Jess. She knows nothing about Jess, besides the fact that Jess lives in Brazil, and that her visa expires in a few months, and that maybe she might want to stay in the US. That is all Debbie knows. But Debbie has come up with some crazy thing in her head that now Jess is trying to use Colt to stay in America. She wants to get married. She's moving too fast, this and that. And I think some of that is relatively possibly could be true, but we really don't know. So Debbie's over here running her mouth. She clearly doesn't like Jess. And I'm sitting here thinking, you don't even know Jess. Jess could be the nicest, most honest person in the whole world. We really don't know. So that was annoying enough in itself. Debbie, she needs to take about, 30 steps back. Not 1 step back. She needs to take about, a mile step back and just get her own life. She should be dating. She should be doing her own thing. But instead, she's all mashed up into Colt's dating life, and it is ridiculous. And in the preview for the next episode, we did get to finally see, and I'm super actually excited for this, we got to see Colt and Debbie meet Jess's family. I am so excited to see how this plays out. Jess's family seems to kind of be like Jess. Very loud, very exciting, very eccentric, which that should be fun to see because Colt and Debbie are just not really like that. If I had to guess, I would probably say that this dinner that they have with Jess's family probably goes awful. If anything, I could probably see Jess's family just being like, why are you with this guy and his mom? You're not even in a relationship with just the guy. You're also practically in a relationship with his mom too. And we have many more couples to talk about in a couple of seconds, but first I want to say I recently did a podcast with one of my very close friends, Haley. I love her to death. I personally thought it was a very fun podcast. We talked about my diabetes, my personal life, and if you guys want to check out the podcast, if you're curious more about my personal life and whatnot, I'm going to put a link below or above this video. If you want to check it out, it was a very fun podcast to do. And also, the host of that podcast, my friend Haley, she has entered into a contest to be on the cover of the Miss Health and Fitness magazine and also to win $20,000. So if you guys don't mind, I also would love to ask you guys to vote for her in this contest. It would mean the world to me and to her. It's free to vote. It's easy to vote. Voting starts at 2 p.m. EST today. So I'll also put a link above or below this video for that as well. But check out the podcast. Make sure to vote. It was a fun thing to do. I had a great time. And now let's jump back into the rest of these couples. I guess now we should probably talk about Larissa and Eric because they're kind of grouped together with Colt and Debbie and Jess. Larissa and Eric, they are now back together. I think in present day they're actually in a very serious relationship and they might possibly be engaged. But last night they had a date. They're finally hashing everything out, which is great. That's amazing. Everything is going great for them. However, Larissa lives with this lady that is originally from Brazil and she hates Eric. She doesn't like Eric. She can't stand the guy. She thought that Eric and Larissa's relationship was toxic and bad and that they shouldn't even be together. So, for some reason, Larissa had to drop her the news that, hey, I'm actually getting back together with Eric. And once, she heard that, she said, okay, that's fine. I don't wish anything bad upon you. However, you have to move out because I don't want to be in the middle of this. I don't want to get involved. So you can date the guy. You just can't live in my house. And it sounds kind of like she might have been living there rent-free, maybe. She basically kicked her out and said you have to find a new place to live by like the end of the weekend. So, one of two things will probably happen. She'll move in with another friend, or she'll maybe move in with Eric. Honestly, that's a possibility, but that was pretty much it. It was relatively boring with them, nothing too exciting. Now we need to fast forward to Elizabeth and Andre, and oh my God, if I didn't like Kalani and Asuelu together, I don't like Asuelu. You guys know that. I can't stand Asuelu, but I really cannot stand Andre. I don't know why Elizabeth is with this guy. Maybe their segment is scripted. I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying it isn't. But if it is scripted, I can understand why Elizabeth is still with him because it's scripted. It's fake. If their segment is real and it's not scripted, I am just shocked that she is still with him. He is rude. He is just you go down the list of how a guy should be with a woman and he does none of those. And if you go in the dictionary for the word like chauvinist or anything like that, like an alpha male that's just rude, that really truly believes that men are better than women, a picture of Andre comes up because that is what he is. And maybe I was raised different, but I really believe in my heart that men, women, they're equal. Why wouldn't they be equal? We're all the same. We're all people. We are all equals. This guy thinks that that is not the case. He thinks men are up here and women are way, way, way down here. It's almost like that's just like how he was raised, maybe his mom, God bless his mom seems to be a so nice, such a nice lady, and his dad seems to be an incredibly nice man. So what I, see from this whole situation, honestly, I think Andre was raised to be a spoiled brat, and that is it. He had two really nice parents. I see this happen all the time. They have really nice parents, and their parents spoil them. Okay, well, Andre was probably spoiled, and now the guy is a spoiled brat. And he is with someone like Elizabeth, who she'll sometimes kind of voice her opinion, but a lot of times he was telling her off, he was making rude comments, he was rushing her, he wasn't being nice. In last night's episode, it was crazy. They went and they looked at a couple of different wedding venues, and at first they were fighting like crazy. Everything was going wrong. It was this, that, and the other. Then they went to another wedding venue, and it was a beautiful place. The food tasted good, and then they were happy for about 2 seconds. Then they ended up getting Elizabeth baptized in their church. It was okay, it was their religion, but what happened after they went to go celebrate, because I think Elizabeth has her godparents now from this new church, who they're just people that are friends or maybe even relatives with Andre, and they were just kind of criticizing her. They were criticizing her how she didn't keep on her little cross. They were criticizing her about, not, looking up to Andre and always going to Andre with questions and this and that, and I'm just like, you guys, it should be equal. It should not be he's up here, she's down there. And that honestly made me really mad. And it made me so mad where I could barely even stand to watch their segment. But put in the comments below, maybe I'm, reading too much into their little segments. Maybe you guys actually like them. I have no idea. I know one thing, I sure don't. But put in the comments below what you guys think. Now let's go over real quick to Tanya and Sinjin. And nothing too exciting happened. Besides, honestly, it kind of broke my heart. Sinjin's brother, who was in South Africa, was not doing great with his health. He was going through a lot of different stuff. He was in the ICU, then he got out. Now it sounds like he's doing better. And it even sounds like because of his brother's health, wasn't going well, now Sinjin is going to go see his brother in South Africa and the rest of his family, and Tanya is actually going to go with him. So we are going to be able to see Tanya and Sinjin in South Africa together. I have no idea who's footing that bill because I know it would cost a couple $1,000s, but maybe it's TLC, and I know one thing for sure, I am super excited to see how it plays out when they are there. And the last but not least couple, I believe, is Angela and Michael, and I only have one comment to make, you guys. Just when we thought Angela was being more mature, more thoughtful, more emotional, just more nicer, just being more of a normal human being, just like that, a flip switched, and now she's back to the old Angela from the Maury show Angela that we all, once knew. She was screaming. She was going crazy. She was ending their marriage with her and Michael. She was going nuts. And the only reason why was Michael, introduced her to some women friends that he has in Nigeria that are dual citizens. They're expats. They also live in America and they also live in Nigeria. He wanted to introduce her just because they're his friends and they have experience living in both places, and that was pretty much it. But Angela got one sniff of it and she said, no. Why do you have friends that are women? Why are you friends with people that are from America? Why? She was going down the list. She was mad about everything. She flipped out, got back in the car. She screamed like I've never heard her scream before, and that was it. So Angela and Michael, I already know nothing's gonna happen to their relationship, I don't think. And it's just annoying to see her be that whole drama, Maury show Angela that we have once seen before, because I don't like that side of Angela. And I want to say that was all the couples from last night's episode. I could be wrong, and if I am missing someone, clearly they were not very entertaining. Well, guys, put in the comments below what you thought of last night's episode. I have to ask you for one more quick favor, and that is to hit the subscribe button on YouTube, because if you can't see, I am so close to hitting 60,000 subscribers. I can't even put words behind what that means to me. It's just bizarre. It's shocking. I can't believe I even have 6 subscribers, let alone almost 60,000. It's that surprising. So it would mean the world to me if you're watching this video on YouTube to hit that subscribe button, and make sure also to like, comment, and once again, hit the subscribe button, and stay tuned for many more videos.